Hey guys, it's your friend John, and I'm here to tell you about the second homemade weapon contest for 2022. That's right, I'm doing another one. And honestly, the first one quite surprised me on how popular it got. I didn't think it was going to get that many views. I thought maybe like 50, 60, 70 views, but it got over 200 views. So I'm going to do another one. And I also know a lot of you guys were very interested in the first one and are interested in doing another one. So to enter, I need at least 5 total pictures. You can always send me more pictures, but I need at least 5 of them. And I need 2 pictures of each side, front and back, and another 2 of top part and the bottom part. And the last picture can be your choice. You can hold the picture and you can pose with it. It's up to you. Any 5 pictures you send that's good, I'm going to use. Just make sure whatever picture you do send me, it's good and appropriate, nothing inappropriate. The next thing I would need is a video, whether it's a video of it being built or a video of it being tested. The testing part is mandatory. I just can't go by pictures. I did in the last one. It was kind of complicated. A video of this homemade weapon being tested is a mandatory thing that must be submitted. You can either put it on YouTube and send me a message, or you can send it to me on Reddit, Instagram, whatever. Just make sure you send me a video and contact me to let me know that you have a video up. If you're going to do a build video, the whole build, that's also fine. Another thing, let me know what materials and resources you use to make this weapon. What type of wood, what type of metal, that type of stuff. Also, let me know how this weapon was assembled and how everything is being held together. Also, any names that you do give me, whether it's a weapon name or your personal name or social media name, just make sure the name is appropriate, nothing inappropriate. I know some of you guys have some inappropriate names or have some inappropriate ideas to call your weapon, so just make sure everything is appropriate. And what I'll most likely do is when I'm making the homemade weapon contest video, I'll probably do freeze frames of the actual test part and talk about it. So keep that in mind, that make sure when you're testing it, you test it on something good and strong, and you can test on anything. You can test it on a solid brick or a watermelon or a cup of water. It's up to you. Just keep in mind that that's what I'll be going off of the video. And when you're making this weapon, there's no style or theme or general design. It's up to you. Be as creative as you want. You can make it out of scraps or you can make it out of new parts. You don't have to just use old scrap parts just laying around and assemble it like that. You can literally just go to a store, buy a bunch of new parts, buy what you need, and make it or assemble it. Just make sure you're the one making it or building it, and make sure you're not paying someone to do it. So just make sure it's all your work. And there's no theme. It doesn't have to be a certain style or a certain way. It can be anything you want it. Just be creative and just make sure it's a legitimate thing, because I am going to be rating it. And I know there's going to be some people that have mixed ideas. Oh, what should I make? Should I make a sword or a spear? Something traditional, something that's simple and reliable? Well, keep this in mind. I'm the one rating it, and I do like weird and unusual weapons. Well, I just like weird and unusual things, but mainly weapons. So if you make something that's weird and wacky that gets my attention, it might bump up the score a little bit and help you. Just make sure that if you are making a weird and wacky weapon, it's also effective, because if it's not practical in any way, it could really hurt you. So just make sure that if you do make something, it's effective, but also catches my attention. If you look at the winner of the last homemade weapon contest, Weapon Collector made a very weird and wacky weapon. I believe it was called a Chetas, and it's basically like a boxing glove but with armor plates, and I love that thing, and he won because it was effective and weird and wacky. Now, the rules are going to be very similar to the last homemade weapon contest. If you haven't watched that video, I highly suggest you watch it so you can have a better understanding on the actual contest and what I'm looking for and how I'm actually rating these weapons. But I'm looking for 5 people to enter, or at least 5. Maybe 6, maybe 7 if I can squeeze them in, but mainly 5. And anyone that's an extra, anyone that I can't fit in, don't worry, you're all going to get recognition for what you made. And what I'll probably do is I'll maybe do like an honorary mention, like as I'm going down the line, counting them from, weapons I think are not as good, going to number 1. Before I hit number 1, I'll do like an honorary mention of people that weren't good enough to be in it, but are good enough to actually be in the video, but not in the actual overall contest. So you'll get an honorary mention even if you're not in the actual contest. So you don't have to worry about that. And if you're wondering how I'm going to have this all set up and how I'm going to have it displayed, well, this is how I'm going to have it displayed. Just make sure you give me your name, the weapon name, different accounts. I'm going to try to squeeze in as many names as one user gives me, because I understand that some people, they have more than just one social media. They might have Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, YouTube. So just give me them all. Give me all the different types of names. Just keep in mind, the more usernames you give me, the smaller the font might get. But yeah, I definitely need the weapon name, and I definitely need an account name, whether it's YouTube, Reddit, whatever it may be. And if you're wondering how I'm going to rate these weapons, I'm going to rate it like this, how you see it. I'm going to use this weapon score. If you see any issues or have any problems with it, just let me know. But I think it's pretty good. It's very similar to the last one. I only made a couple of changes. The changes to this one was 0 and 1. Basically 0 is now unusable and 1 is unacceptable. But other than that, it's pretty much the same thing. And finally, the winner of this homemade weapon contest will get a shout out in my next homemade weapon build video, and I'll also promote the fact that they won, so they'll get full recognition in not just the homemade weapon contest, but in my build video, or the next build video when the homemade weapon contest is done. And I'll also promote it on Reddit and Instagram and also on YouTube, so you'll get full recognition when you win in that contest. Now, I know everyone builds at different rates. Some people need more time than others, which is completely fine. If you need like 4 or 5 or 6, 7 months, whatever how much time you need, just let me know. First, if you're going to enter in the contest, send me a message, whether it's a private message on Instagram or on Reddit, or you can just leave a comment. Let me know that you're entering. And when you do enter, please send me a message on Instagram, Reddit, or a comment. Just if you submit anything, contact me first. Just don't submit it and hope I'm going to get it. No, let me know, then submit it, and then I'll get it and I'll review it. And when you do submit in these pictures and the video or video link, just make sure you give it this title right here so I know it's directly for me. And make sure you send me a message or contact me, whether it be on Reddit or Instagram or YouTube. Just make sure you contact me and make sure I respond to that message. Just making sure I get it. So yeah, that's basically it. So if you have any questions or comments, just let me know. And thanks for watching.